I really do believe that each of us are given the opportunity to face trials. But I do believe that by choices we make and just life in general, and I believe to a large degree that we are placed here at a particular time in a particular location, knowing that we're going to experience some of that stuff because whatever we're experiencing is something that we personally need to experience. You're going to experience what you need to, and I'm going to experience what I need to. I think probably for me, I found that over the years, I I struggled in relationships. And as we went through that whole process, that was probably the beginning. And that's where I realized that, yes, there were things that had been imprinted on me in the church that ultimately led me to make decisions that were not in my best interest. And the reality is that was just the beginning to realize that, you know what, I'm attracting people because of who I am. I've got to change my life. I've got to change my path
When you begin to grow as an individual, the things that used to be no longer fit you now.
that have come into my life that are blessings. And so, and as I've interviewed a lot of people again on the podcast, that's been one of the common themes is that as we look at those things that are challenging in our lives, whether we're suffering, whatever that is, the reality is if we can find just a few things to be grateful for,
Yeah.
because although we still have events that, number one, should cause us to suffer, we have developed that mindset and that ability to where if someone has the same event and they're suffering and they're a victim and how could this happen to them, others are able to look and go, okay, life happens. And how do I move forward? And it's such an entirely different mindset. But
Yep.
the reality is if they do that, I think what they'll ultimately discover is that they literally, their life has been attracting their whole experience. And if they want
Mhm.
to change those attractions and life experiences, they need to change themselves. And
Mhm.
truly, as you said at the very beginning, become who you truly are.